Some ideas have persisted over time in terms of directing a meaningful and fulfilling existence. Now I wish to impart 15 timeless lessons motivated by Seneca, the Stoic's wisdom. Philosopher, these teachings can improve every area of your life, irrespective of difficulties. They are not remnants of the but, serving as guiding lights in the past individual development and adaptability in the whether you're knowledgeable about the current age, searching for knowledge, or just getting started with journey. These teachings will motivate and lead you. It isn't about achieving perfection, but rather about ongoing development. And these teachings act as the foundation for a robust and purposeful existence. Fasten your seatbelt as we examine this timeless knowledge. Keep in mind that you can use these teachings in your everyday existence. Let's highlight the route to reaching our best selves. I urge you to watch till you get the chance. Please select the like button at the end to alert the YouTube algorithm to our material, and remember to subscribe. Let's establish a community of purposeful life. Let's investigate every facet in specific Lesson 1. Accept what important in a world full with diversions. The significance of accepting what really, it is impossible to emphasize all of the. An affirmative answer denotes a dedication of one's time, efforts, and a deliberate selection of priorities actions in line with our long-term goals, objectives, and values. It's a revealing procedure for assessing decisions made every day. In opposition to life's larger purpose they are in line with our goals. The real meaning is not found in the simple number of activities completed, but in the caliber of the influence we produce. Concentrating on projects that appeal to our goal guarantees that our efforts contribute significantly to our own expansion and fulfillment. Keep in mind, each and every yes choice bears the responsibility of dedication, so we have to dedicate ourselves to endeavors that correspond with our principles and compel us to pursue our wanted results. Lesson 2. Become an expert in take control of yourself. Self-discipline on your own is the A pillar of personal development that echoes the self-mastery ideology of Seneca. Mastering oneself goes beyond the idea of commanding or influencing others. Instead, it represents the craft of assuming control over one's actions and feelings and choices when confronted with temptations. When diversions, self-control, turns into leading the way, in directing people towards their objectives, it requires the inner ability to withhold immediate gratification in the interest of sustained prosperity. Mastery of being oneself is a skill that is not inherent, can be developed and improved with time, with diligence. Practice what Seneca teaches you to highlight, that genuine empowerment is found in authority over one's own life path, directing it in the direction of fulfillment and direction via self-control. People use their capacity to overcome obstacles and maintain focus, their goals, and eventually form their Lesson 3 of destinies. Seek, take up tasks, questions. Seneca's wisdom and emphasizes the enormous importance of accepting difficulties as stepping stones for individual development, by admitting that real growth takes place outside of comfort zones. He teaches an eternal lesson about the ability to transform hardship rather than avoiding it. Difficulties, people are urged to face them head-on. Seneca said that people strengthen themselves with a strong foundation as a result of this alignment, giving them the ability to navigate overcoming life's many obstacles with unwavering resolution by living up to their ideals in both action and thinking. People set out on a path of introspection and contentment that embraces the abundance of a living in accordance with their strongly held beliefs. Lesson 6. Select your impacts. Seneca's discernment in selecting her influences strongly connects with the notion that our social context has a big impact on. While we are unable to choose our family, we have the authority to select our buddies and intentional role models. Think of the people you spend the most time with. Most of the time, they serve as sources of inspiration, drive, and optimism. Do they take away from your happiness? Those with whom we associate behave as mirrors that reflected our principles, goals, and perspectives toward us. Consequently, it is essential to deliberately choose those who inspire and challenge us, to promote personal development and tenacity. Similar to the air we breathe, has an impact on our social and health. Circle has a significant effect on our mental and emotional condition. By encircling oneself with those who have traits we esteem and strive to foster, we set ourselves on a journey to become the finest incarnations of ourselves. Select your consider carefully as they mold you, travel, and specify your end point. Lessons center on your reaction. Seneca. This timeless lesson highlights the ability of our responses to transform Wrath's problems in life and defining due to the conditions. We are able to form our stories via deliberate replies. Take into account brief setbacks, or did you let difficulty define them? Or did you surpass them? In your reaction acts as the blank canvas that your life's narrative is depicted in the capacity to make a decision under any circumstance. Our response gives us the ability to navigate life's unexpected turns with insight, and strength is where true resilience is found. Avoiding difficulties and dealing with them, grace as well as resolve. By taking a few deep breaths, thoughtfully and continuously considering our responses, we open the door to overcome a hardship and come out stronger. The wisdom of Seneca teaches us that our answers are essential in forming our resilience, cultivation, and destiny. Between detours and turns. Lesson 8. Accept vulnerabilities. According to Seneca, vulnerability is frequently mistaken for courage. Is embodied in weakness, involves a courageous admission of our flaws and a confrontation with the wisdom of Seneca compels us to consider situations where dread of rejection or condemnation hampered our readiness to expose oneself. By accepting our vulnerability, we set out on a sincere human interaction and intimate journey of progress. Exposing ourselves to authenticity is invited into vulnerability. Our life to create stronger bonds and nourishing connections, we establish a setting that supports genuine relationships and deep conversations via vulnerability. The lesson learned from Seneca, with the notion that through accepting vulnerability, we fortify our relationships alongside others and set out on a course of self-realization and deep interpersonal comprehension that echoes the key to bravery in accepting our actual self. Lesson 9. Develop resilience. Develop resilience via adversity is the unique symbol of resilience. When faced with hardship, seen as obstacles rather than roadblocks, as stepping stones for his own development, he overcame obstacles in life with unshakable perseverance by viewing hardship as an obstacle, but as an insightful instructor. His life is an example of the transforming strength of resilience, as opposed to sensing setbacks as primarily responsible barriers. Seneca argued that seeing them as chances for personal growth and inner strength, no matter how strong, every struggle offers an opportunity to succeed. Enhanced strength and wisdom via the crucible adversity, our character is developed and our ability to bounce back from setbacks is strengthened. Seneca's knowledge emphasizes the idea that hardship is far from being a wall that characterizes personal evolution. By accepting difficulties as chances for development, that we foster resiliency, strengthening ourselves to face the countless challenges of life with bravery. And 10th lesson on determination. Safeguard your time. Seneca's discernment highlights the time is irreplaceable, highlighting its position as our most valuable asset. Similar to how one protects their most precious item, safeguarding and effective time management is essential. Unnoticed, time slips are frequently consumed by little activities that don't really pay off fulfillment or development. Consider how moments of every day are spent, are they not? Devoted funds to endeavors that individual principles and goals. Setting sensible priorities and time management opens doors for meaningful progress and contentment, that it involves accepting difficulties and committing work to activities that push boundaries and promoting growth by intentionally choosing to do the difficult things. People accept chances for growth and make the most of each and every moment. The lessons of Seneca remind us that by preserving and allocating our time, we intentionally create a life abundant in achieving goals and personal. Please take a moment to like Evolution. Furthermore, subscribe to the video. By doing this, you assist not just with the satisfied, but you also join a community committed to ongoing learning and development. Of your participation enables us to continue providing important insights. I'm grateful. Lesson 11. Work hard. Seneca's insight emphasizes that being great requires both work and dedication. Additionally, resilience, stressing its importance of intense instruction to control the body, coordinating it with the thoughts, instructions. This idea goes beyond physical obstacles to overcome mental and sentimental trials. Accepting challenges functions as a stimulant for individual development and self-realization, whether in the face of the physical demands of rigorous exercice, the mental obstacles to difficult issues, or the complicated emotional dynamics of couples facing difficulties, encourages evolution, and inner strength. Adversity turns into the crucible where character is developed and sophisticated. Thus, when faced with difficult activities, it's critical to become lean, acknowledging them as chances for growth by means of such initiatives. People use their resilience, overcoming challenges to achieve new heights of one's own growth and accomplishment. Lesson 12. Help others improve the lives of others better. Serbia promoted the elevating others' lives has transforming power as a means of achieving personal fulfillment. It's not about making assumptions or command, but turning into a symbol of motivation, as well as happiness is reflected in the impact you force yourself on the people around you, creating circumstances where people grow and become their finest versions of themselves. You support their development and strengthen your character by giving and encouraging others the significance of such activities. Go well beyond what is immediately circles, producing a cascade of optimism that permeates the entire communities, preserving a good heritage. When motivation turns into evidence of the significant impact one can have by just making an effort to improve others, in people that do this improve their lives and their surroundings, emulating the ideology of Seneca, selfless contribution. Practice for Lesson 13, thankfulness. Thankfulness, even while not Seneca's explicit outline, is essential to leading a happy and fulfilled life. Resilience that echoes the Stoic ideal philosophy, using everyday time to recognize the range of blessings from small pleasures to important accomplishments. Foster a feeling of inner fortitude and contentment. In gratitude in the face of hardship is a lighthouse, illuminating the plenty in the midst of obstacles by putting obstacles in one's heart. People that are grateful have a strong instrument that strengthens their resiliency and creates a good perspective by acknowledging the virtues in one's life. Encourage a powerful, abundance-focused mindset. People to deal with life's challenges. Grace and tenacity, as taught by Sebastian, suggest cultivating an attitude of gratitude surpasses conditions, directing people toward a life full with depth and purpose. Lesson 14. Welcome lifelong learning. The philosophy of Seneca emphasizes the requirement for ongoing education, its significance for personal development and adjustment to a reality that is always changing. Taking part in an ongoing journey of learning new things and developing abilities is priority for continuing to be flexible and robust in the face of swift change. Each piece of acquired knowledge is a foundation, a building component for more flexibility and resilience, enabling people to successfully traverse dynamic landscapes. In the quickly changing world of today, where it is not an option to embrace stagnation, it becomes essential to learn continuously. Perhaps by learning new abilities, an avid reader or novelist, experienced people arm themselves, having the resources required to prosper by adopting a perpetual perspective. Learning people stay current and put themselves in a position to grab possibilities and get past obstacles in a constantly shifting setting, echoing Seneca's timeless guidance on accepting expansion and modification. Lesson 15. Develop a strong mentality. Seneca emphasized the critical function of thinking in forming our lives, with a focus on the powerful impact of our beliefs on our deeds and results. He pleaded people to carefully examine the stories that go place in their thoughts, identifying between uplifting optimism and the negativity that Seneca promoted for developing a strong mentality, characterized by fortitude and determination, which calls for instruction in thinking, to focus, attention to solutions. Additionally, opportunity, despite the challenges, obstacles. By embracing a resilient mentality, people strengthen themselves to face hardship with grace and resolve, as opposed to being paralyzed as they get closer to the obstacles, challenges as chances for development and transformation. The knowledge of Seneca emphasizes the ability to transform mentality, emphasizing its ability to enable people to deal with life's complexity and reach individual accomplishment of these 15 requirements. In conclusion, timeless principles implemented on a regular basis. Life has the capacity to change and lead you to ongoing development. It's progress rather than perfection, and I urge you to accept these guidelines for your journey to become the greatest iteration of oneself. Discovered value in these observations, approving and joining a subscription community committed to ongoing growth and learning. I appreciate you being a portion of this quest for knowledge and self-improvement, safety, and stoicism.